In the last video, we've learned about the pattern matcher, and we had custom patterns for identifying the corner walls, and we placed in a rounded corner mesh for the walls in two different setups. In this video, we'll clean things up, finalize them, and we'll get this orange wall with the pipes over to the corners as well on the ground floor. And there are a few minor issues that we'll fix up and finalize the walls. So start by switching over to the theme editor mode. So go to this theme editor mode and select this mesh. It takes you to this, and we would want to have a selective rule here that where we spawn a mesh only for the ground tile, only for the ground floor, like we've done with the pillars over here. So let's choose a mesh for this, and we have these which is for corner out. So let's double click this, bring that in, and turn it around 180 degrees. Okay, and we want this to show up only on the ground floor, so complete. And let's put in our selection rule, and we want this to show let's create a generic selection, elevation selector, and the desired elevation is 0. So it is inserted, but once inserted, it continues execution further down the line because stop if selector is not checked. But our behavior is we do not want this mesh to spawn when we have the ground floor mesh. So we want to stop it when it is selected for insertion. So we're going to select this. Great. Now this mesh, the mesh for the ground floor, will have one mesh over here, another over here, a bunch of pipes coming out. So it's a setup that involves a few meshes, and I don't really want to put all of that over here because they require a rule to activate, and I don't want to put all of them all of these rules under individual meshes. So what I'm going to do is organize it. So let me deselect that, and I'll create a new marker. Right click, create marker node, just call it wall underscore L0 for level 1, and I'm gonna add it here. And I can add all of my meshes under this and just emit this out from a node. So I just create this, it's an empty node. So I'm gonna go here, add a mesh node. It can be empty, but from here I'm going to emit the corner out L0. So what this does is it emits, it runs this. It doesn't matter, it's empty, but it'll just insert it in, and once inserted it will execute this and run everything under it. So let's go ahead and disable the rule that we added here for the ground floor logic. So I'm going to disable this. So we're simply running this, and stop if selected is once, because it's enabled, it never goes forward. So we have this, and we can put our rule over here. So you want this to select only on the ground floor. So use selection logic, generic selection, elevation selector, and 0. Great. So now we can add whatever we want here without worrying about the rules, because those rules are taken care of here, and it emits here as a marker, and then whatever is inside here can run. So we club everything in one marker and just emit that. So now going back, if I select this and double click it, I can start dropping in more stuff here. So let's drop in this and rotate. One more. Very good. Let's also bring in the pipes. Now, how are these laid out? So let me bring down the highlight. So just make sure you get the rotation right. All right, start by, make sure you're in the theme editor mode. Start by selecting this mesh so it takes you to the node, and we are in the corner wall node like before. We are going to create a dedicated marker node for this, for the ground floor only. Wall corner in underscore L0, and let's emit a empty mesh node from here and emit, and let's set this up to run only on the ground floor, to be selected only on the ground floor. So select this empty mesh that you added and go to selection logic, add elevation selector, make sure the value is 0. Okay, so now this gets selected and it does not move forward. So this is empty because this got selected, and it, once selected for insertion, it never moved forward to the next node because stop if selected is checked. So this is a great place to drop in a marker emitter. So we want to have the wall corner in L0. So when this is selected, we just emit out a marker, and then whatever we put in here gets inserted here. So this is a great way of organizing things, and we emit out a bunch of meshes in one go because they're organized under the same mesh. So let's double click this and drop in our corner in. So there are two variations, corner in, corner out. Drop in the corner in, then rotate by 180. Very good. Drop in another wall, rotate by 90. Another one, and while you're doing it, you see that they are automatically being added to the marker that we are editing. So let's put in a few more. We want the pipes, so I see that the yellow pipe is in the back, so let's rotate this by 180 and move that aside here. Another one, we want the yellow pipe on the back, so rotate it, put it in. Perfect. And as for the curved, we have two variations, in and out. Let's take the in version and rotate by 90, minus 90. Great. So complete, and we have this set up like this, and just quit out of this, and it's looking great. Right, so we have our corner walls all set up, and just like that, within a few minutes, we had this set up in a very designer friendly way. Rather than inputting the values of the transforms after dropping in the meshes, this auto connects the meshes for you and gives you the widgets to move them around. A few more minor issues that we'd like to fix before finalizing these. I see that there is the wall half, this wall half here. It could move a little forward so that we don't have this Z fighting. So I'm going to change the snapping and move this forward. Make sure it doesn't interfere with that. Done. And we also have a bit of Z fighting here, so select this and move it up by 1. But we don't want to use this, we want to use this one, so move it up by 1. So let's move it to maybe by 2. And what is this? This also, we need to, let's move this down by -2. Okay, so we just fix up some of these things. We might even move this down rather than up, so let's move it down by -2. So we have a something like this, or -3. All right. Now sometimes we do not have a curved wall here by design, because this would interfere with the wall that we have, and continuing further down the line. So that creates some artifacts because this wall goes back, and when it intersects we have this. So one fix for that, let me come out of this real quick. One fix for that would we just use your art asset. So I have a thick pillar like this, and I would like to use this one instead whenever I have a intersection like this. So let's add in a rule for this. So let me switch over to, let me open up my, let's make sure you exit out of this, then open up the theme file for this, and go to pattern matcher, and let's create a new pattern. So where would you want a corner pillar? If I have a wall like this and a wall like this, then I want to remove the corner pillar. I want to remove the corner pillar here and put it over there. So let's create one, add new rule, marker exists, copy rule, paste rule, and here I want to have another rule, marker exists. And when that happens, I want to remove this marker entirely and put in my own and move it up. So emit, I could do copy and then remove, or I'm just going to show you this emit marker. So one way is I copy these. Okay, let me show you that. So let's copy markers. So we are going to copy wall separator and turn this into wall. Oops. Wall thick. And then we get rid of the wall separator. Remove marker. And now we go and create that. Right click, dungeon, add marker node, rename this to this, and put in this under it. Great, so this is looking beautiful. However, the scene is very empty, and we are going to bring all of this together by adding some life to it, by scattering props on the ceilings and on the ground using the pattern matcher.